Hey everybody, I'm Ace Trainer Liam and welcome to my top 10 Ground-Type Pokémon. The Ground-Type has been a staple of the Pokémon universe ever since Generation 1, when we used to spam Earthquake with our Nidokings and our Golems and our Onyxes. Ground-Types are known for being excellent physical attackers, and with Ground-Type moves being super effective against 5 of the other types, not to mention it's the only type that's super effective against Electric, it's certainly a good foundation for any team. Do you get it? Foundation. So today I'm going to be listing my top 10 Ground-Type Pokemon. I will point out that you'll notice in this list some Pokemon that you probably thought would have been my top 10 Ground-Type Pokemon won't be in this list purely because I've already mentioned them in detail in other lists, or I kind of know that they're going to be in future lists. But without further ado, here are my top 10 Ground-Type Pokemon. Number 10, Golurk. This one is for my inner child. It's a giant, ancient, robotic, ghost-type monster. The whole look of it always reminds me of the Iron Giant from that Vin Diesel film. Yes, it was Vin Diesel. Not to mention it also reminds me of the Iron Giant monsters in Final Fantasy, most notably Final Fantasy X. They look kind of like Golurk. And of course I can't get over the fact that this thing can fly. It freaking flies like a rocket. What the frick is this thing? It's so cool. Every kid should want one of these because they're so amazing. I'm still waiting, Pokemon Company, for you to release a toy of this that actually flies to the fucking moon. Number 9, Whiscash. The water types are out early, what can I say? But Whiscash with its adorable smile is just a great entry. I love the ground and water combination because then you've got water types that are immune to electric attacks. Granted, they're then 4 times weak to grass, but everything I love in the Pokemon universe is 4 times weak to something. As a tropical fish enthusiast as well, I freaking love catfish, so to have a Pokemon designed on a catfish is great. It's just a bundle of joy. That's all Whiscash is. Number 8, Donphan. I fell in love with Donphan when I first saw it in the first Pokemon movie. Donphan is just a great example of ground-type Pokemon design. It's an elephant that has a tyre kind of track instead of a tusk that extends all the way to its back, which just allows it to roll around like a crazy fucking roll-out demon. But what more could you want? I just love this thing. I think it's so great and it looks intimidating, and I love things that look intimidating while still looking cool, because it's alright to look scary, but if you're not going to be cool while you do it, what's the point, man? Not to mention, it's got great attack, great defense, but lousy speed. You can turn yourself into a freaking wheel and you're slow? Who decided that? Number 7, Cubone. I very nearly put Marowak into this list, but Cubone wins for cuteness. Cuteness always wins. We all know the sad stories about Cubone's mother dying and it evolving into a Marowak and becoming stronger. Yeah, that's great and all, but I feel a lot more sorry for the little orphan Cubone wearing the skull of its mother. It just tugs on your heartstrings, and how can you not like it? It's adorable, I just want to cuddle it. But at the same time, wouldn't its skull that it's wearing be really scratchy on your face and like be really uncomfortable to cuddle? Why has no one ever mentioned this? Number 6, Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's only in this list because I put Nidoking in the Poison types video. Nidoqueen and Nidoking are very similar stat-wise, not to mention they've got the same abilities, so there isn't really a lot setting them apart, it's just your personal preference. I prefer Nidoking because it looks like a tough, angry, purple awesomeness monster. Nidoqueen's kind of intimidating, but at the same time my eyes are always drawn to the same place. You know. Number 5, Diggersby. I don't know why I like this one. I think it's just because it looks disgusting, it sounds disgusting, it's so gross, and that freaking cry that it does just sounds like a burp. It's my comedy entry because it's so freaking funny. And people hate it. It's immune to ground, it's immune to ghost. It's just fantastic. And it can have the ability Huge Power. It is a freaking beast when it wants to be. It's the bunny from hell. Number 4, Hippowdon. Have you seen this tank of a Pokemon? This thing is a beast. It's got great attack, it's got great defense, it's got great HP. Don't care if it's slow, it is a physical wall, beast mode, freaking awesome hippo. And the females look even more intimidating. I love this thing. This is a perfect example of simple design done right. Well done, Game Freak. Well done for Hippowdon. Something you can be proud of. And that almost rhymes, but doesn't. really. Number 3, Gastrodon. Another water and ground type, but oh my god, I love this freaking sea slug. You can either have the West Sea version, which is the brown and pink, or you can have the East Sea version, which is blue and green. The way I always remember it is green for East, and then brown has a W in it, so that's the West one. Works for me. Now it works for you. Gastrodon's great because it actually is a pretty balanced ground type Pokemon. It's got decent HP, decent attack, not so great defense, but it's got good special attack and decent special defense for a ground type. That's pretty interesting, especially when it's 4 times weak to grass, and grass Pokemon throw around special type moves like they're going out of fashion. And as always, I think it's freaking cute. And much like Diggersby, it has a brilliantly disgusting cry. Number 2, Gliscor, or as some people affectionately call it, Glistor. This is a fantastic Pokemon purely because it's one of the faster ground types in that it's got base speed of 95, it's got great defense, and it's even got pretty good special defense. This thing can stall, and it's great for that. And it's got a unique type combination that only itself and its pre-evolution Gligar has, which is flying and ground, which, although reducing its weaknesses, gives it a 4 times weakness to ice, so just avoid those ice beams, frost breaths, and blizzards wherever you can. But overall, Gliscor looks freaking awesome. It's just a freaking cool looking gargoyle, scorpion, vampire bat thing, and it looks amazing. If you bumped into a Gliscor, you would definitely brick yourself. And can we just talk for a second about Gliscor's weight loss? When it's a Gligar, it's 3 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 142.9 pounds. Then when it evolves into Gliscor here and gains 3 feet in height to 6 feet 7 inches tall, it somehow loses weight and becomes 93.7 pounds. What? What's your secret? You got bigger, but got lighter. That's incredible. You freaking machine. Number 1, Swampert. Another water type, but I can't knock this Pokemon. It's so cool. It's always been my favourite of the Hoenn starters because it just looks amazing. It's what I want a fully evolved Pokemon to look like. It was like the new version of Blastoise or Feraligatr. Well, actually, no, it literally was the new version of Blastoise and Feraligatr because it was the new water type. Forget I said that. I'm just so excited about Swampert because it's a brilliant Pokemon. It's a fantastic all-round Pokemon, especially for a ground type. Great HP, great attack, great defense, great special attack, great special defense, and yeah, its speed's not great, but freaking hell, the thing is beastly. It's godly. And then when it mega evolves into Mega Swampert, it just looks freaking amazing. It's one of the cooler looking mega evolutions because it's just a beefed up version of itself, and that's what we need. We don't need all these extra hair and extra clothes and things like that. Swampert's just a big ass massive version of itself, and I love that. It's just Swampert on roids, man. I really like Swampert. I love the Mudkip line in general because it's just fantastic. It does everything that I want it to as a Pokemon, and I can't knock it. And of course, a water type had to be number 1. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments section which are your favourite ground type Pokemon. Just bear in mind Nidoking and Garchomp and Crocodile and all those ones that you think I missed are either in previous lists or upcoming lists, so don't worry. I've not forgotten them. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss another video from me. I upload videos every single day, and feel free to get in touch via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pokemon AMINO, wherever, and join me on Twitch very soon where I'll be live streaming a randomised playthrough of Pokemon Leaf Green. I'd love to have you guys along with me for that adventure. But until next time, I'm Ace Trenillium. Keep on training.